Mac, while at work the other day, I had to dial 9 and 1 with my other finger on the 1 ready to go.
Okay.
I was being bullied.
You were going to call the police?
Who else do you call when you're being bullied?
May I ask you what you were being bullied for in the workplace?
So what happened was people were complaining about food shopping and what the prices are at certain marts. And, someone's like, oh, this place is overpriced. I'm not going to name any names because I want sponsors.
Sure.
And I'm like, well, the one good thing about them, their crouton prices are great.
Oh, okay.
And the response that I got from everybody telling me, who buys croutons? Why do you care about croutons?
Love croutons.
I come from a crouton family. Croutons are my livelihood.
Yeah,
croutons in my salad, more vital than the lettuce, the cheese, the meat that is in there.
I'd say lettuce is paramount, but croutons are number 2. This country was
brother,
built off the back of croutons.
My brother famously makes salads without lettuce sometimes.
I don't hate that. Sometimes, if it's a bad lettuce, don't put it in there.
Lettuce, cheese, dressing, and meat. Crouton as well. I'm sorry. So kill lettuce, put crouton in.
Okay. I can fuck with that. I'm okay
the
with
backlash that I received.
So you got to be talking about either Roach Brothers or Whole Foods, right?
Star Market.
Oh, well, all right. I mean, so it's not necessarily their crouton prices. It's their vast selection of croutons you can choose from.
No. Their crouton prices are outstanding.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
$2 a bag.
Well, for a certain brand, probably.
Well, yeah, that's my brand.
I still think Trader Joe's has the best prices.
Trader Joe's has great prices, but I don't like their croutons, so I don't shop there.
They barely have croutons.
They only have those, their croissants croutons, and I don't like the flavor
No,
or the
they
texture.
have more than that, but they don't have like a section of croutons. They're just here or there. To that point, I usually go elsewhere for croutons.
I need like a 6x6 of crouton selection. And when I say that, I just need my one bag. I need my cheese and garlic Pepperidge Farms.
Okay, yeah. I like to switch it up every once in a while.
I will make my own homemade croutons on occasion.
I've never done it. Should I try that?
Yeah, just get some old bread, put it in the toaster, a little oil, a little salt, a little garlic powder. You're all set.
All right.
Maybe a little pecorino romano. But next time it happens, I'm calling the police.
No, I now understand. Now that you've laid the story out, I fully understand the hovering over the second one.
One goo, 3 yeah. Goo. Jaws 3. Goo. King of Queens. Goo. Meryl Streep. Entertainment.
I'm Goo.
And I'm Mac.
And we are the Mac and Goo program. We bring you friendship.
Yes. And today, amongst friends, we are discussing the most anticipated movies of 2026. In fact, Goo, we've come up with a top 10.
Yes, and this is one of our most anticipated episodes of the year, I would say.
Of January, anyways.
I would know, if you were to make a most anticipated episode, top 10, I just thought of this.
Ooh.
Look, 10, we each pick 15, whittle it down to 10. If we were to say top 10 most anticipated episodes of Mac and Goo every year, I'm not saying this is number 1, but it's around 8 or 9.
As far as most anticipated episodes go, of most anticipated Mac and Goo episodes, this would be in the top 10.
Mount Rushmore, at least.
Goo, for the folks at home that have never tuned in for a Mac and Goo top 10, what we do here on the program is I make a list of 15 things. Goo makes a list of 15 things. One of the two of us combine them, do some math, and we spit out a Mac and Goo top 10.
And keep in mind, for this list today, Goo did the top 10, so math's up in the air.
Yeah, the math could be real.
The math could be wrong. And famously, we do have some top 10s that are top 12s, top 13s.
Yeah, love a good
top 15s.
Love a good podcaster's dozen.
Is 13 the podcaster's dozen?
It's got to be, right?
I think 10 is the podcaster's dozen. Because the baker adds to it. The podcaster takes away from it.
Okay. All right. Sure. All right.
It's 7. What the fuck? This isn't a dozen. Shall we get started?
Let's do it.
All right, Mac and Goo's top 10 most anticipated movies of the year at number 10. That's right, we do have. I'm not going to say a concise top 10, but there is only 10.
No ties.
I didn't say that.
Oh, no. Okay. The tie is
I
within
didn't
the
say-
top 10. The
Don't
tie's not
put
at
words in my mouth.
10. Okay. All right.
At number 10 is Mac's number 4 on the year, Social Reckoning.
Oh, Gil. So did you not have it on your list?
I had it at 15.
Okay. All right. So this is the sequel to The Social Network. And my anticipation of this movie is mostly curiosity. I think The Social Network is the best movie of the 2010s. I think that movie stands the test of time. I think it has one of the greatest scores of all time. It's immensely rewatchable. All that said, I never wanted a sequel. I never asked for a sequel. But if they're making it, I am very curious about it. It could be bad. It could be bad. But they got a decent little recipe brewing here. I don't know if there's any croutons in it, but I think it could be really good. One of the better movies of the year. It's not going to crack the top 2 or 3 for anyone, but out of sheer curiosity and based on how good the first one was, this had to be pretty high on my list.
Coming out, I believe, on October 9th. I also want to say 2 things here. Number 1, write this down. You have your pen and paper?
Mm-hmm.
We need to start saying if a movie has croutons. You just stumbled into that. We can't forget it. Number 2, I think the reason why it's so high on the list for me, and I do agree with you, it's not a sequel that I'm like, wow, I've been waiting for this sequel for so long.
Yeah.
I think it's more a commentary on kind of the dynamite year that we might be in for.
Yeah, true. You're right. You texted me once you made your list and said it was hard to parcel out the top 3. For me, there was one with a bullet, but to your point, my 2 through 6, all pretty interchangeable.
Well, so 1 through 3 is really tough for me, but then 4 through 8, it's like, there's some heavy hitters.
High quality anticipation this year.
Yes. All right, up next is a tie.
At number 9, so at number 8.
So it's
Okay.
number 8, tied for 8.
Gotcha.
I'll go with this one here, recently announced, Jackass 5.
Ooh, yeah. This is one I forgot in my first edition of the list. I'm glad I had it in there. I think I had it 10th or 11th.
You had
on
it at
my
10.
list.
I had it at number 8. It is right now set to come out on June 26th. But I saw Knoxville do an interview, Johnny Knoxville, for those not in the know.
Sure.
Real
Fear
last
Factor
name
Zone.
Clapp. Did you know that?
His real last name is Clapp.
Clapp.
It's like Jonathan Clapp.
Like, make it.
Yes. Yeah.
And he said that they just started writing it and then they'll be filming it soon. I'm curious what the turnaround is on this movie.
Yeah, I don't think there's probably a ton of editing.
Yeah,
going
I know.
on in
Well,
these
no, I think
movies,
there's
right?
a ton of editing.
Well,
I'm assuming that shooting the scenes don't take long.
yeah, there's a ton of, all right, we're going to take that take, but you don't really
Yeah.
have to edit it down. You're just taking one take of maybe the 5. I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm super into this. I like the cast that they brought back. I didn't mind the newer people in Jackass 4. One would assume it'd be more of a mix than what we got in 4 because our Jackass heroes are all 50 now.
They're very old.
They're very old. But is that funnier, seeing old people get hurt?
Oh, for sure, because now, like, when they fall or they take a tumble or they get injured, they're actually hurt.
Knoxville, Johnny, as I'm talking, he also said that the one rule that he had for this movie is that he's not allowed to get concussed again
That makes
because he
sense.
might die.
Yeah, he could have CTE already.
So let's see what that plays for him.
Yeah, it'll probably just be more gross stuff for Knoxville.
Yeah. So that is at number 8 on the year. And it also might just be because they just announced it. So we have a little more of
No,
like
I
a
think
recency bias
it's
to
Mac
it.
and Goo and Dork as well. We're Jackass boys. We're super into this style
I loved
of
playing
humor.
Jackass as a kid.
Yeah.
I was so good at it. I should be in the crew.
You're in the Mount Rushmore of people getting ejected from shopping carriages.
I wasn't great at that. I wasn't great at the shopping carriage bit.
Okay. All right.
But let's also go to what they also tied at number 8. So 8, 9, also tied at 8, is coming out on September 11th, 2026.
Sheesh.
Clayface. I had it at 7. You had it at 11, which means it's always open, baby.
25th anniversary. Tough date for Clayface there. I am cautiously optimistic about this movie. And the reason it makes the list for me is because it's like an offshoot of a superhero / comic book movie, right? It's going to be barely a comic book movie, but because Gunn is in charge of DCU now, and I have faith in him, if he's greenlighting and going along with this, I have to think it's going to be pretty damn good.
It's also going to be, so Gunn wants his movies to have their own look, their own identities, and this is going to be more of a horror, thriller, body image type of thing. And they've also talked about how their main inspiration for this is the episode of Batman the Animated Series, one of my favorite episodes. Mm-hmm. I am curious if or how much Batman is even mentioned in this, or if it truly is just focusing on the transformation and the tragedy of Clayface.
Yeah, that's really the question surrounding the movie. But once again, to your point, they're saying and doing all the right things. Bringing up the animated series and referencing the script for this movie is A-okay.
Coming up at number 7, we have The Adventures of Cliff Booth. I had it at 9. You had it at 5. The movie is directed by David Fincher, written by Quentin Tarantino, and stars Brad Pitt. The reason why I have it, and 9 isn't super low, but the reason why I don't have it as high as you is I thought that Cliff Booth was the perfect character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know how much more I want explained about the character. Like when they told us after that, oh, he definitely killed his wife, I'm like, well, I would have rather have just thought that and not had been told clearly. Because that was one of the funnier mysteries of the movie. It wasn't really a mystery. He probably did it, but I don't need to be told things.
Yeah, I think a lot of people agree with you on that. Again, too, like anticipation doesn't necessarily mean we're expecting it to be an A+ movie. Like a little bit with The Social Reckoning, this movie piques my interest because I'm so curious how they're going to take Cliff Booth, who was the best character in that movie. But part of the reason why he was so good is because he was not the main character of the movie. He was spotted. He's going to be the main character in this. Tarantino will not be directing, but writing. So they have a recipe for success here. I just don't know how much more Cliff Booth we really need or want. But because he was so good, and because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was so good, I'm happy to jump back in this sandbox and play with this character.
I also fear it being a Netflix movie.
Yeah,
they don't have the best.
I understand that. Again, I'm not expecting this to be the best movie of the year. But if it was, would that totally surprise you?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Streamers gonna stream, baby.
Streamers, they gonna stream.
Coming in at, we've got a tie at 4. A 3-way tie at 4.
4, 5, and 6?
4, 5, and 6,
Jesus
all
Christ.
tied up.
All right.
How do I do this? I'll go with this one because we each had it at number 6.
Okay.
Project Hail Mary. This looks like it could be wonderful based on the directing of Phil Lord and Chris Miller. It stars Ryan Gosling. It's based off a best-selling story. It's sci-fi. Because it's sci-fi, it actually might not make a ton of money. Sometimes those have issues selling to a big audience. But it's coming out on March 20th. I think it's going to have a lot of heart, and I think it's going to be a wonderful movie.
Gil, you want to talk croutons. Lord, Miller, and Goss? I mean, you don't get better croutons
Give
than
me
that.
a crouton prediction for Project Hail Mary.
It's going to be crunchy as fuck. And I'm telling you, I really like... So, Gosling clearly over the last decade has become an A-list movie star.
Yes and no.
But he also
he doesn't
isn't...
sell movies, though.
I agree with you. But I also don't think he sold his soul the way Ryan Reynolds has. He's still taking on really interesting roles and not just playing himself like Ryan Reynolds does. So I still always have faith when Gosling's in something. You add Lord and Miller to it. This could be the best movie of the year.
I'm going to push back against that Ryan Reynolds hate that everyone seems to have now.
I don't have hate. It does seem he sold his soul to the devil.
Like Ryan Reynolds, he'll say this himself. People don't pay money to see him do a Dutch accent. Well,
I'd like to hear that now.
Save that for your sack then. So Project Hail Mary is tied with, let's go with this one, also at number 4. I had it at 5. You had it at 7. Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out on July 31st. Tom Holland has returned, and no one knows who he is.
The only reason I didn't have this as high as you, or higher into the top
I mean,
3
I
or
had it at
4.
5. You had it at 7. It's pretty much the same.
No, but I had it. So I had like 4 tiers on my list. I had 1, 2 to 6, and this was just outside it because Sony's still involved and Sony still has some say, and that always worries me. We're also coming off the greatest crossover shared universe movie of all time.
Which one? There's been a lot now.
Well, live action, I should
You
say.
need to be very specific.
Live
Please tell
action.
me which one.
And they really shot their wad in that movie, right? And now we're resetting Spider-Man Peter Parker a little bit. And we also are at a spot in the MCU where we're not exactly sure the quality going forward. So all of those things have me a little bit worried about this movie.
Does that make you scared about your number 1 pick? Or
Positives?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Positives? We love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Sadie Sink's in this movie. John Bernthal's in this movie. And this is the last movie before Doomsday. So I think it's going to be a great movie. But you have to admit there are some things working against it as well.
So while I had it on my high 5, that's what I call my top 5 now, moving forward, I'm concerned because I didn't love No Way Home.
Same.
I thought it was good, but I thought it was too much of like, remember this?
The rewatchability is not great.
And don't
on
get
the
me wrong,
movie.
I don't mind Memba movies,
Mhm.
but I thought that on its own it wasn't great.
I'd agree with you.
They then said that we're getting a reset and a street-level Spider-Man, and they're like, we're going to add Punisher. That makes sense. Then we're going to add Sadie Sink's X-Men character. That's a little, okay, that's rough.
Maybe
and we're also
X-Men
going to
character.
we're gonna add-
We're not sure.
We're going to add a Hulk. All right, we're going to keep adding. Let's make it a Spider-Man story. We have finally gotten out of the shadow of Tony Stark. He's Spider-Man on his own. He's doing his own gadgets and gizmos, but we're adding more of these cosmic beings to it, more of these omega level
Omega's
level
what you're looking
characters,
for,
all these
yeah.
like crazy. And also when you're adding Punisher to what is going to be a PG-13 movie, it's going to be a little watered down.
Yeah, no, I think you're talking out exactly what I was sort of big picturing. It has some things working against it. It could nail it. Could be great. It could be a perfect lead into Doomsday. However, it might not be.
I did like Shang-Chi though, and it has the same director,
Daniel Destin Cretton.
Mhm. Cretin. So credit there. Also at number 4.
Finally, kicking off the Mount Rushmore.
Well, these are all in the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
I got what do you call it when there's three fours?
Trips.
Trips. We got Trips at 4, baby. Supergirl. I had it at 4. You had it at 8. And the reason why I have it so high is outside of the finale of Peacemaker, I have loved all of James Gunn's DC, DCU, whatever you're calling it. And this movie, while some have criticized it for this, I like it. It looks like Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's my favorite.
I wouldn't consider this. Well, it is a bit of an issue, actually. The main issue with Supergirl is, generally speaking here, Supergirl's no one's favorite superhero.
But I think that plays into it, and
So
we don't know a
it
ton about
probably-
her.
It probably
and
will help us because expectations will be low. However, it's hard for me to get jacked up about a Supergirl
it's
movie.
gonna allow
I still had it
James
at 8.
Gunn. It's gonna allow. So James Gunn is not the director on it, but he's obviously overlooking it. It's Craig Gillespie, but it's gonna allow the creators and the people working on this movie to really take a look at all of the characters around and the world around, because you're not telling this story on Earth. This is a space story. We like space.
I agree. That ultimately it probably will work to help the movie rather than hurt it. But as far as getting jacked up and anticipating a movie, it being Supergirl keeps us a little lower on my list. I still had it 8, part of the grade 8. It's hard for me to get super jazzed up about it. But I do recognize that probably will lead itself to lower expectations, me enjoying the movie more coming out of it. And the brief moment we got of Millie Alcock as Supergirl, she was great. So This probably will be really good.
I also like the fact that she appears to be an alcoholic. So
Bit of a
do
drinking
we
problem.
run with that story throughout, or do we get a journey to her recovery? Is that a part of it?
I think that stuff will be predominantly first act type of stuff.
I think it'll come into play in the final act as well.
Okay.
And then how does this affect Superman?
Right. Right. And I don't remember if this comes out before or after Lanterns, but I think Lanterns is going to tie into some of what happens there.
I'm also curious, and I don't necessarily love it when they world build at the end of these movies, at the end of a show, like a season, but are they gonna, in this movie, possibly at the end, give us our Wonder Woman? Like, at least tease who it might be? I don't think they would tease a Batman at the end of this, but what's up?
I don't think we'll get that in this.
I'm saying, like, post-credit.
No,
Do we
I
learn,
still understand.
Do we
I don't
learn
think
who
we
it
get that.
is?
I don't think so.
I bet we do. I'm holding up my hand for Mac to shake it.
Handshake agreement.
Handshake agreement. We going this way? We going this way. Hello. All right, Matt. Coming in at number 3, we have a tie for 2.
So I had it second, you had it third, or
I had it third. You had it second.
okay.
Flip flop.
And then the other one,
Yeah.
I had it third, and you had it second. All right.
And we call this the top 2 where we flip flop. It's called the John Kerry.
Okay.
The man loved to flip flop.
Yes.
So
Every
I had it
politician
3.
ever. loves
You
to
had
flip
it 2. And I think this will end up being the best movie on the year. But I think that might play into like why I don't. Would that play into why I don't have it as high as some other movies? I don't know. But Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Maybe if I have read the book, which I'm not going to, I'd be more jazzed. But also just seeing what we've seen so far, knowing that he shot this movie on, I don't know, a marathon's worth of fucking IMAX film, knowing who's in the cast, and knowing that we love period pieces, and Nolan knows how to sell a movie, make a movie look beautiful. This, I think, will end up being the best movie of the year. It'll win most of the awards, and I got it at 3. So I'm stupid. I don't know why I have it at 3.
I have it at 2. It should be the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
The one that we're about to talk about it could be the best movie of the year.
But it's not going to get the love because people don't like sci-fi. They don't like the genres.
It could end up doing Return of the King type stuff.
Oh, you think they're going to do Return of the King?
Possibly.
Can you put the bets in now before the movie comes out?
The Odyssey should be the best movie of the year. It has a ridiculous cast. The 5-minute teaser we got was fucking great. It's Christopher Nolan.
It's Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan's worst movie was still a really interesting and intriguing movie, even though I was so fucking confused. Tenet, I'm talking about. It was still, at least on the first watch, you're like, you're enamored.
It also
you're gripped.
looks great.
Yeah.
Tenet still looks amazing. And there's a fire truck. Mac loves fire
And I
trucks.
can guarantee you that this is going to be better than Tenet. So this should be the best movie of the year. If not, it's probably going to be in the top 4 or 5.
How many fire trucks you think are in this movie, though?
It's a great question.
Isn't that how you rate movies?
I do.
Fire trucks and croutons. Tied at number 2. I had it 2. You had it 3. Really could have flip-flopped back and forth. I'm equally, really in all 3 of these movies at the top, I'm equally as invested and really excited to see.
But these at second and third, the floor, I think, is much higher than what we have at number 1.
Well, so Dune Messiah or Dune Part 3, I don't know what they're calling it yet.
Yeah.
I think they should just call it Dune, but the E is a 3.
100% is that's what.
So this is tied. Denis Villeneuve, amazing cast with
Denis
the lead of Timothy
Villeneuve.
Chalamet. The only reason why maybe I don't have it as high is, and once again, we don't read books, but the scuttlebutt is that the third book is a lot weirder and not as good. Is that what it is?
So there's like a 20-year time jump.
Mhm.
People say it's not as good as the Dune, the book that its predecessor. However, I think we've seen with Villeneuve that even though this is a sequel, a third movie in a series, I think he has built up his characters in this story to set up a fantastical finish. If you remember, Goo, Dune 2, the
Yes.
final 90 minutes of that movie are fucking unreal. And I think this movie will be paced better than the prior 2 Dune movies. I don't know if we'll be as invested in the story as we were in the first two, but the pacing should be better. We know the characters now. Chalamet's great. All the supporting actors are great, actors and actresses. So if you're talking floor, this and The Odyssey going into the year should be the two best movies of the year.
Now, my brother, who famously makes salads sometimes without lettuce, he is obsessed with Timothée Chalamet.
Okay.
So he was like, I watched Dune. I didn't really like it. I didn't watch Dune 2. I told him, I'm like, now granted, you're going to have to get through a little more of Dune 2 to really get to what's going to pique your interest. But around like the 90-minute mark of Dune 2, it makes everything worth it. And it completely flips you into like, this is the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are somewhat of a naysayer going into it, say if you were a horse, you go in and you see him make that switch, you make that flip, you're right there with him.
Yeah, it's 4 hours, 4.5 hours of build up for the payoff in the second and third acts of Dune 2. And it's worth it. It's fully worth it. It's fantastic.
I also love, this has nothing to do with Dune, but it has to do with Timothée Chalamet, is because so many people now are seeing Marty Supreme, I am now able to recommend Uncut Gems, which some people have seen, but some haven't. I'm like, well, you like that movie, go see Uncut Gems.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I can recommend the Robert Pattinson one as well.
Good time.
Good Time, which most people have not seen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're in for a little treat. If you
Yeah,
like this movie, if you like how, you know, the story is told, the pacing of it,
If
the
you
frantic
like-
feel of it.
Yes. Yeah, that's the word. If you like the franticness
Mm-hmm.
of that movie, the pacing, and you like feeling a little anxious, you're going to like the Safdie brothers.
All right, Mac, before we get to our number one, we always list off a couple, 1 to 2 honorable mentions that did not make it on the list. And just missing out, Mac, Coyote vs. Acme.
Ooh. Yeah. So this has come back from the dead.
Yeah.
This I'm really looking forward to.
I want to see it.
I want to see it so
Yeah.
fucking bad. I don't know if it's going to be good, but
Yeah.
because of the story surrounding it, I am anticipating it.
Another movie that got pushed out is another comedy, The Breadwinner.
This is the Nate Bargatze
Nate
one?
Bargatze.
Yeah, I'm a huge Nate Bargatze fan. I don't necessarily like, for example, the Bill Burr movie that came out a couple years ago. Terrible. I don't know if this movie's going to be any good.
Mortal Kombat 2. And I guess you can put Street Fighter in there as well, because they
Yeah,
both look
well-
fairly similar and fairly fun.
I have more faith that Mortal Kombat 2 is
Mm-hmm.
going to nail it than Street Fighter.
The Devil Wears Prada.
I don't love the original as much as many people do. Bill Simmons recently just announced it as the most rewatchable movie of the 20th century. or
That's him.
21st
No,
century.
that is him pandering. Get out of here.
Either way, people agree with him.
Moana, but real.
Yeah. I won't even say I'm cautiously optimistic about that. I'll see it. But at least the music will be back. You know, That'll
Super
be good.
Mario Galaxy.
This should be a lot of fun. I'm hoping it's a lot of fun. I'm hoping it expands upon what the first movie started to do.
Fokker-in-Law.
Is this a new entry into Gaylord Fokker's story?
Yeah, starring Ariana Grande.
Oh, okay. I missed
Jack's
this one.
back.
Missed this one.
Yeah, but also, it's probably not going to be very good.
Probably not.
I would be more into it if they didn't have Fokker in the title.
Sure.
I feel like them putting Fokker in the title, I don't know, man. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
We
We
get
understand
it.
it.
Like, just call it Meet the Parents again. Because now now you're meeting Ben. Now Ben Stiller's the older parent.
Right.
So now it's meeting the parents again. What else do we have here? Good luck. Have fun. Don't die.
Yeah, that should be fun.
That should be fun. One that might be on more people's list, but not ours. Actually, 2. These will be the final 2 here. Although I'll say Digger for you real quick.
Yeah, Digger I had in my top 10. Alejandro Inarritu, Tom Cruise. It has the necessary croutons there, Goo, to be fantastic. It could also be too weird. It could get too weird.
Should we just change this podcast to Crouton Boys?
Really, because Jesse Plemons is becoming too good to be the Plemonade. Who made croutons?
Who made
Who
croutons?
sprinkled the croutons?
Who had their bread out a couple days too late? It became stale. They had to chop it up, put some seasoning on it. It was crunchy, but a little bit off. And then finally, these last two. And if we didn't have a movie on the list that you think should be on the list, I apologize.
No, go fuck yourself.
That's a good point. Toy Story 5 and Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu.
I'm a little, actually, about both. I'm a little Toy Story'd out. I'm a little Star Wars'd out at the moment. I have been lower on The Mandalorian than most of us in the hashtag Dork Shared universe.
I liked it back when it was cool, but then it became too mainstream, so I didn't like it. That's
No.
Mac, by the way.
No,
you might
I
have thought
never
it was
really-
me. That was Mac. That was a replay of Mac.
I never really loved it. I loved elements of it. At its worst, it's not great. You're doing side quests. You're dealing with characters I don't care about. At its worst, it feels a lot like the worst episodes of the Clone Wars. At its best, it's fucking phenomenal. It's great. It hits peaks that we've been wanting Star Wars to hit for 25 years. That's just so few and far between. And, you know, we left off with that show at the end of season 2 in a great spot. They immediately nullified it in season 3.
Yeah.
And season 3 was pretty disappointing.
Season 3 was also, it was hurt by the fact that they had an in-between episode in Boba Fett that was The Mandalorian, and they resolved the issue that should have taken a season or 2 to figure out.
This movie, I think, is going to feel a lot like season 3. The stakes will be low. It won't be all that relevant to the broader Star Wars universe. I am more looking forward to what's happening in the Ahsoka timeline. I did also read this morning that the Filoni Rebels Mandoverse crossover movie has been put on the back burner, which is a little disappointing. But that also might mean that this movie is not going to be great if they're putting that on the back burner, because Filoni Goo just became the head of Star Wars Creative. So I don't know how to feel about this movie. I am anticipating it because, you know, we're 3 seasons into a show. We're also in a spot in the Star Wars universe where it's just weird. It's just weird. You know, people are loving Andor. It's not for me. I don't know. I don't know what my feelings are towards the broader Star Wars universe at the moment.
Andor is in my queue. I'm going to watch it soon. Also with Toy Story 5, I agree with you, and I'm curious, how does Woody come back to this? Because wasn't Woody, like, he became a misfit toy at the end of Toy Story 4, right?
I had no expectations going into 4. 4 was great.
4 was very good.
I can't do the same thing again with
but I
5.
will say, so I'm guessing that you've never rewatched 4.
Yeah, I haven't.
So I have. Nah.
Okay.
Especially when you're watching it, like my son watched all 4 around the same time, and really comparing it to the other 3, there's definitely something a bit off with it.
I mean, it was better than 3.
It was not better than 3.
It certainly was.
3 was absolutely better. But I did come across on my Instagram Reels, I got a suggestion that someone threw a great theory out there, and I really enjoy this, is that in the first movie, it is pointed out that Woody is Andy's favorite toy. Did you know that?
I did know
at the
that
beginning of the
about
movie.
that
He's his
movie.
favorite toy.
I had heard that.
But it was also pointed out that he was his favorite toy since kindergarten. Andy's age tells us that he's pretty much in kindergarten. So he hasn't been his favorite toy for that long, which does obviously, like, kids don't hold on to toys very long. They move along very, very quickly.
Yeah.
The theory is that before Woody was his favorite toy, Mr. Potato Head was, which would make sense for the age range of a 4 or 5-year-old. And also how when Buzz became his favorite toy, Woody became the bad guy in the stories, much like at the beginning where Mr. Potato Head was the bad guy in the stories for Woody.
Yeah.
Which then plays into
So
why
it's not
Mr.
that deep of a theory.
You've never thought about this. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, fucking Galileo. Tell me what you think.
Galileo. Yeah, Galileo Galilei.
So gelling, I'm like Magellan. So the theory is that that is the reason why Mr. Potato Head hates Woody so much.
Yeah, it's not a deep theory.
But also, it does tell us, like, so Woody was only the favorite toy for like 5 months, but he acts like fucking king shit, right? He acts like he's been the top toy for years.
Yeah.
So Woody's a garbage human being. That's what I'm telling you.
Well,
Woody's
there's a
garbage.
snake in my boot.
Is Tom Hanks here? Did you know that in Toy Story movies, Tom Hanks's brother is the voice of Woody?
I don't. It's like they do shows with
Like in
Woody?
video games when they do one-off specials.
Okay.
If they have TV stuff, it's always his brother,
What's his brother's name?
not Tom Hanks.
Okay, Nom Hanks.
Not Mott Hanks. That's Tom backwards, guys. Should we get to number 1?
Yeah.
All right, at number 1, you should have just assumed this coming in. Mac and I are fucking losers. We're clinging to things that maybe we should have let go of a long time. But I'm going to say it's because of the third teaser where we got characters that we've already said goodbye to several times. This is what brought me back in, and that is Avengers Doomsday. I had it 1. Mac had it 1. Rumors right now is that this movie is going to be over 3 hours. It might be close to 4 hours. I don't care. I don't care.
Goo, this is a list of most anticipated movies, not highest expectations.
Yes.
If this nails it, it will be the best movie of the year. It's going to crush whatever stories we've had going on. It's going to crush the launch pad of the universe going forward. It's going to be incredible.
Or say it didn't matter,
But
and
if
what
you're-
we're doing now is important.
If you're talking percentage-wise of that achieving that height, maybe 10, maybe 20.
So let's look at the top 3.
But if it does,
Yes,
do
if
that,
it does,
it's going to be our favorite movie of the year.
Let's look at
Whereas
the
the
top 3 here.
Odyssey
Yes.
and Dune 3 is like 90% chance those movies are going
Yes.
to be 38, 39, 40 dogs.
I was going to say, look at the odds of our top 3. I have the highest of hopes for number 1, but the lowest of expectations.
Of the 3, yes.
Of the 3.
I agree.
Well,
I agree.
Even if you look at, I think Project Hail Mary has a better chance of being better.
Yeah, listen.
I think
again,
even Supergirl
it's
does.
not
based off recent
expectations,
track record.
it's anticipation.
Yes.
This has been building for a long time. The Russos came back in. Chris Evans came back in. Robert Downey Jr. came back in. So the recipe here is bizarre. I don't
Yes.
know how many croutons are really going on there.
Maybe
but-
too many croutons.
Possibly.
Maybe it's one of Brendan's crouton salads.
But if they do find the right mix, and clearly this story's been worked on now for multiple years, there is an avenue based on some of the fan theories I've read online where this could be fucking fantastic. Now, we have Infinity War, we have Endgame. I don't
No
think
one can ever take those away from us.
I don't think any comic book movie is ever going to achieve what Infinity War did for me. I think there is a gap between there and Endgame that this movie could get to. Because, once again, the main character of this movie is a bad guy.
Yeah.
When the bad guy wins and sets up another movie, in the past, we've loved that. So, if all the right things happen, and then that obviously happens at the end of this movie, we're going to love this movie. All of that said, there's a million things going on in this movie, in this story, in this timeline, in this universe. There's a million outside factors working against this movie. The MCU itself for the last 4 or 5 years hasn't been great. So the percentage that it actually does what we're hoping for is not high. But they've done it once. They've done it twice. Could they do it a third time? The answer is yes.
And like we said with the last movie of we get to see, the space adventures mixed with the Earth stuff, and we get all of those characters on the screen together for the first time. Now we're adding X-Men and Fantastic Four. I'm excited about it. But also, if it's bad, that might crush any goodwill that we have left for the MCU.
I wouldn't be surprised if I don't love this movie. I'm expecting not to love it. But 10% of me is like, you're gonna fucking love it.
All right, let's do a quick recap of Mac and Goo's top 10 most anticipated movies of 2026. Coming in at number 10, The Social Reckoning. We have a tie at 8, Clayface and Jackass 5. At number 7, The Adventures of Cliff Booth. We have a tie at 4, a 3-way tie. Spider-Man, Brand New Day, Supergirl, and Project Hail Mary. We have a tie at 2, The Odyssey and Dune Messiah. And at number 1 with a bullet, and it might not be as good as the movies that we just said, Avengers Doomsday.
There is a chance that of the 10 movies we just talked about, Doomsday is number 10.
Let's get into MacSack.
And MacSack could be anything. It could be a boat. And Mac, people, they want us to get back to our roots. They want us to get back to who we are. I see that you're drinking a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. That's a good place setter for what we're about to do. Because when we first started this podcast back 10 years ago, one of the staples was impressions.
Oh, God.
Also, what people loved is Maxterpiece Theater, when we would go through scenes and read scripts. So I have already spun the wheel. I have already figured out the voices that we'll be doing. I use a very mathematical system. So the random voice that Goo will be doing is Jeff Goldblum. And the random voice that Mac will be doing is Peter Griffin. And the scene that we'll be doing is the famous Will Smith, Philip Banks scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I don't think I could do Peter Griffin.
People just want your best.
I don't know if anyone wants this at
Mac will be performing Will Smith when his father leaves him, and I will be Philip Banks, Jeff Goldblum, and Peter Griffin. Are you ready for this, Mac?
No.
Do you have the script up?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I don't want to do this at all.
Well, you got it, because this is what people want.
Let me be Philip Banks. You can be Will Smith.
No, it's the other way around.
I can't do Peter Griffin.
We're going to judge that in a second.
Okay.
Will, I'm sorry.
You know, actually, this works out better for me. You know, the slimmies of summer come to class wearing next to nothing. You know what I'm saying? I already lost it.
Come on. Take a second. You know what helps you sometimes with impressions?
I'm done.
Say, I'm Peter Griffin.
I can't get to that section in like the back left here that has the Peter Griffin. I've never had it.
Just say Lois.
Lois.
I can't even do the voice.
It's
a
too hard.
fairly easy voice, too.
But it's like you either have it or you don't.
Well, that was our Maxterpiece Theater. We got through 2 lines. Where can the people find us?
You can find us on Instagram at Mac and Goo Podcast and on X. That's what it's called. On every other platform, we are Mac & Goo. It's Mac Shift 7 Goo. That includes everywhere you've ever found a podcast, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Get on there, rate, review, subscribe, 5 stars. If you do that, in the Doomsday Timeline, you'll get a free Mac and Goo t-shirt from the folks over at Jesus.
Do you need to do this in the Peter Griffin voice?
Peter Griffin threw me off here. What is the name of
Watertown Sportswear.
Look at that. Look at brain fart. The Griffin threw me off entirely. Same place we've been talking about for 600 episodes. Watertown Sportswear, 34 Mount Auburn Street in Watertown. WatertownSportswear.com, expert screen printing and embroidery.
tpublic.com, merch. Check us out at the top of next week for a news dump, and then we need to, not next episode, but soon we'll have our award show that after setting it up, it might be a 2-parter. I realize that we have an outstanding amount of fucking categories.
Do you want me to cut some?
No, I went through it. I'm like, what can I cut? If anything, I need to add stuff.
Okay.
The only category that has been cut over the years is This Is Bus, and that is the best scene on a bus, because we haven't gotten enough bus scenes recently.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't think of anything from last year.
On a bus.
On a bus.
Well, I think back to the year where we had Shang-Chi and we had nobody. We had 2 bus scenes. We were rolling in bus scenes.
And any other year, the other bus scene would have won.
Yeah, but in that year, we had to go with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're thirsty for bus scenes.
Severely lacking bus scenes.
Yeah. We need a straw shoved in our throat to breathe.
Way back in like 2006, the guy that got beat up on the bus that said call the ambulance, that won that year.
That was a good one. In 1997, most of the Spice Girls movie, Spice World.
That's a good one. Yeah.
There's a lot of scenes on a bus in that movie.
Yeah, he gets them in a couple Harry Potter movies as well.
And what's great about the Spice Girls bus is that the inside is like a mansion. It doesn't even make sense to mention.
Do British movies just inherently include their double-decker buses?
I think you have to. I think it's a British thing, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a category at the BAFTAs.
And also, it needs to be satirical.
Sure.
All right, Tuesdays are Goose Days. I abuse kangaroos. Ham Burton.
Bye.
Please flip the cassette over to side B to continue the adventure.
Now it's time for girls jumping on tramp.
A bop bam boo.